Hello, this is Jess, and this is chat session number 158. It's Saturday evening around 9 p.m. I start my new job at 10. I'll be going there shortly. Just a part-time job. I have a full-time job already. I'm just trying to work a couple days during the weekend. Got some things I need to get done, paid for, and get some stuff, so I'm not lazy. I'll go to work for it. So that's that part of it. This is Jess, chat session number 158. Good to see you. And we're going to go right into the tidbits of history for this day. Going back to 1994. Civil War erupts in Rwanda. It was a genocide from one group of people to another. It was horrible. The president of Rwanda was was shot down. Habyarimana, I believe is how you say his name, Habyarimana. His plane was shot down, and he was of the Hutu people. And whether or not it was done by their own people to get this murder stuff to happen, or it was actually set up by the anti-establishment against the president, it caused a all-out war to get rid of the Tutsi people, and the rebels, the Hutu military, whatever, the Hutu military, took over all the broadcasting networks in the region and started telling the Hutu to go out and any way they needed to kill the Tutsi people. They were killed by machete, by gun, by pipes, whatever. It was an all-out nationwide effort to kill the Tutsi people. And this happened today in April. And by the time what we would call summer came around, 75% of the Tutsi people had been killed. And it was a horrible act against humanity. But it was restored, and there's just, in that area, unfortunately, there's chaos every day. War, famine, instability economically, just different things in that area of the world. It's a horrible thing to have on the human record of this kind of acts of violence and stuff, but every culture, every race has this kind of possibility. And it's the ones that don't do these kind of horrific things that should be praised, and not the talking about the ones who do the horrific stuff. But that's the way life is. Anyway, done with all that. Like I said, I'm counting down the minutes now till I go to work overnight. It's important for me to do this. There's some things I want to get so I can push to the next level of my video stuff that I have going on, if you want to call it that. My only longevity so far is 158 days in this arena, but I've made a video every day since November 1st, and it's not really a matter of the content at this point as much as it is the effort that it takes to do this each day. At some point I got to stop and get a little organized, if possible, about what I'm going to write about, the history or whatever, and speak about it. And so I do a little reading, try to, and we did do the installment of the bands, A through Z. Got that program, that's already been finished now. So I'm looking at some other things just to try to bring some different feeling to these little chat sessions. But I know that the end result of this is there's more different kinds of video opportunity arising from this, and I'm excited about what's coming. I can't talk about it too much because if until it happens, I don't want to say something and then it not happen. I actually have a tendency to talk things out publicly, and then sometimes they don't happen, and it makes you sort of look ridiculous. If you're gonna talk about stuff, you should at least try to follow it up with the action. So I'm learning a lesson here about taking the action and then talking it up later. But anyway, alright, so Erica was working 2 jobs as well. She just came home from one, and she just left for her second job. I'm off from my main job and working this new job on the weekends, and then I'm actually pulling a long day. I go in tomorrow Sunday night. I go in at 10 o'clock at night, and I get off at 6, and then I go to my other job at 7 and probably work till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. But then I'm off, so I can catch up on my sleep at the end, because I'm only doing a couple days a week. There'll be one or long day, either Friday or Sunday, and I can probably alternate those to give myself a break here and there. But I'm getting my 50 plus hours at my main job, and as long as I do that, I'll just work 2 nights a week over at this other one just to supplement income, so I can buy what I want to buy for my next, like I said, my next project with this video stuff. So that being said, I appreciate all the people that took the time to turn on the video, and may not have thought nothing about it at the time, but you're seeing hopefully a reoccurrence that I'm doing these every day. I've already seen a progression. I had longer hair over the beginning. It grew, and then I just cut it last week, so I'm seeing different ways I look with short hair and long hair, that kind of stuff. So it's interesting for me as well to see my own evolution, on video, day by day. But what's going on in the world? Personally, work and dreams of better things, and beyond that, it's a little bit more chaos as you go into a national view of what's going on. We have states that very rarely, have organized strikes and different things, but the Oklahoma teachers have all walked out. They're demanding better pay, as well as they should be. They're spending all this money on all these people to run stuff, but the teachers are being left behind on the pay scale. And they turn around and stress education and do all these things, but they don't want to pay them any money to do that. And the teachers are buying students stuff out of their own pockets. It's a shame, because it seems like the parents would want the kids to get an education, and that means they would go to class with the stuff they need. I know there's poverty. I know that some people can't, but that's on a case-by-case basis. But in general, I would say a lot of the adults in the picture aren't doing their part to participate in the education of their kids. That means making sure that they do their homework, do their assignments, cover the material that they're covering so that they can learn something. I know we're all so tied up in our lives. Parents are just as tired as kids. Kids go to school all day, the parents work all day. I get it. It's a rough life, but the adults need to step up and to take a more pro stance in their children's activities, what they do after school, during school, and before school. It's good to know that. How they're sent to school, negative or positive, these kind of things, they all add up to getting the most out of something when you do it. If you have a bad approach to it, you're going to have a bad everything all day. It's tough, but it's got to start at home. Every day is not ideal, I get it. Families have issues, there's rifts, things going on, I get it. But there has to be an effort from the adults to make sure that their children are given the best possible opportunity to achieve and succeed. And it starts with an education, learning about things. So I would just say, if you have children, think about that. Encourage them to do well. And to finish a task, to do the things that are important. Anyway, this is Jess. Like I said, I'm about less than an hour away from going to my new job, my first night. Be truthful, be happy, and let's look out for each other. Have a great Saturday evening. I get off at 6 in the morning. Have a great night.